Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who's breaking out the celebratory pigs and blankets. I'm Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Big Brother recap Thursday night. Oh, what a night it was as Big Brother history was made. Keanu comes down and ultimately Zach goes home in a very emotional vote in the house. Here with us to talk about it, a guy who we would never smack with an index card. It's Taran Armstrong. Taran, how are you?
Rob, I'm doing great. It happened. It happened. This was everything I wanted. Keanu threw us for a curveball earlier today. We'll talk about it, but he won. Zach left 8-2. Morgan voted him out.
Yes.
Julie smacked him. I couldn't be better.
It is a true party, and we have such a great guest here with us to talk about everything. Of course, a star of Big Brother 26, and it just came out. One of the new stars of The Amazing Race. We're so thrilled to have here with us on a very special night. The great Angela Murray is here. Angela, how are you?
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Rob and Taran, for having me. I appreciate it. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about all things Big Brother.
Yes. Well, we're so excited to have you here, and I'm sure the audience will be too. And look, you are pumped up tonight.
Oh, gosh, am I ever. Woo! What a night. I think it's the first night that I was actually screaming at my screen. Like, it was awesome. It was all of it. It was just all of it. It encompassed, just like you're on the edge of your seat. That Blockbuster game, literally, I couldn't keep my eyes off Keanu because I really wanted him to pull it out. And I'm watching him stand back and try and figure it out. And I'm like, no, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Oh, it was so good.
He goes very slow in these competitions. We know this, but ultimately he did it in the end, and ultimately narrowly avoided what would have also been a different type of disaster than we saw from the one with Zach. But ultimately, Keanu stays for another week, and we get a very happy outcome for most of us here tonight. So exciting to get into all of this, of course. If you missed the news earlier today, right? Or was it yesterday? Who knows what time it is anymore? That they announced the Amazing Race featuring all the Big Brother stars, which is going to kick off in just a few weeks, including Angela. And I know we can't talk about that here tonight, but you can check out our coverage here on RHAP. The full preview of all the Big Brother stars is up. And Taran, I know that you're excited too.
Yes, very excited. I'm always happy to see Big Brother players, spreading their wings, going on other shows, making Amazing Race more exciting for me. So, yeah, I'm pumped.
Okay. All right. Well, Angela, we're so thrilled that you're here tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you. And after tonight's episode, even better. Like, it was just everything I needed to happen. It was wonderful.
All right. What about outside of the Big Brother world? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really, really good. I'm just so happy to be home. I've been very, very busy with all kinds of things. And a lot of things, reality TV things that have been a lot of fun. A cruise that kind of was turned into a weird kind of cruise, but it was a fun cruise.
Oh, you went on the Big Brother cruise.
I did. That was a lot.
The one Brittany called the Fire Cruise.
The Fire Cruise. Yes.
I mean, oh my gosh.
You had a better time than Kaiser?
Oof. Say that again, Rob.
Did you have a bit more fun than Kaiser on the cruise?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he had a good time too.
Okay.
No,
Brittany said he seemed very not into it.
Well, I think honestly, he brought work with him. He says he's very much into businesses. He has a lot of businesses and such. So, I mean, you can't fault him for that. He tried to make it, try to do both. But I thought he had a great time. I thought he was a lot of fun.
Okay.
On the cruise.
I was excited as a fan.
Your business's fate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about this. And it was such an interesting night. Taran, you want to start with the Blockbuster, or you want to start with talking about Zach?
I mean, it's all wrapped up. No, like Zach chooses not to use his power. And is then subsequently told by the people he chose to use it not use it for. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keanu in the Blockbuster. We're gonna have to vote you out. Just value the detective more here.
Yeah, Angela, could you talk a little bit about what you thought about Zach's decision this week?
Honestly, 10,000, 750,000. I mean, come on. You weren't expecting to be put on the block. Here you are. You're sitting on the block next to some of your one of your allies, and you didn't expect that to happen. Well, also, don't expect that you're probably not going to expect that you're going home. And honestly, I mean, he had a really good chance to stay if he had just used the power. I don't understand it. It's like going home with a freaking.
He had a great chance to stay if he used the power.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's a no-brainer. You use it. And now you maybe have gained favor with Ava. So, I mean, he could have worked out something to say, hey, I've got this power. I can give this to you. And you and I, let's try to make something happen here, because he wasn't ever really close with her. So now he's got a potential ally. Now Ava's going home with what? 15 grand just from games? Like, let's go. I don't know. I think I would have definitely used it. I just know how fast
for sure
turn in the house in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's speaking of the numbers, right? Because this is occasionally brought up, even though Zach himself is not saying I kept it because I wanted 10K. He's saying he used it for other reasons, which are ridiculous. Right. But even just by the numbers, if Zach makes it to jury, he's making probably almost 10K in the stipend alone. Like, just surviving a couple more rounds means he makes the same amount of money. This is like a net neutral for him at best. On top of the fact that he's still in the running for $750,000, which he was a front runner to win. And he's on the show more, and he wants to be more of an influencer and get more sponsorship deals and everything. This was definitely not a good business decision. Don't
worry. He's going to be fine. He's taking a red eye to Georgia tomorrow night. You wait and see.
What's in Georgia?
Matt. He and Matt are going to be the best bros, and they're going to make so many fun TikToks for us to watch. You wait and see. It's going to be
But think how many more he could have made if he made the jury.
I know.
Yeah, but not this summer. You know, you have to wait until the fall.
Him, Zay, and Matt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Three Musketeers.
So there were two reasons that we heard this week about why Zach didn't want to use the power. The one that we heard more was that he didn't want Morgan to go up on the block. And it really got me thinking to when we first met Zach, that the advice he got given when he went into the house.
You cannot simp over any girls when you enter that house.
Angela, that's what his boss knew. He told him, don't be a simp.
I know it. And what did he do? He locked eyes on Lauren day one.
He said, and I can't let Lauren have to break a tie on her HOH.
No. Oh my gosh. Too much.
And yes.
Go ahead. No, please.
I was going to say, and then the other thing was that he said in the episode last night, well, I was mad at Ava and I didn't want her to get $10,000. Do you think that was a big part of his decision-making, that he wanted to spite Ava? He couldn't stomach giving her the 10K.
No, I don't think so. I think what he was doing was cleaning it up. He wanted to go ahead and make him not look like a ding-dong for not using it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think we all say things when we're in there to try and clean up what we already did so we don't look so silly, for not doing what we should have done. Because he knows, trust me, he knows he should have used it now. But he'll probably stand on that hill and say that he is fine with his decision, although we know he's not.
I'm just too selfless. That's my flaw. I'm just
this is
too good of a person.
Brother. We are all fighting for this. What are you doing, kid?
Yeah, Angela. That's you. But I'm just that much better of a person.
Now, Taran, are we role playing?
Yes.
Lies. All lies.
Hopefully, my acting is better than the low-budget movie.
I'm going to go back to what you said before. He wanted to keep that $10,000 and eat his cake too and have that stipend. Double his money. Don't let him fool you. He just thought that he was invincible, but he quickly learned that he's not.
Taran, when did Zach realize this week that it had really gone south, if at all?
Before he chose not to use it. And then
gosh,
right afterward, it was again confirmed to him. We saw that scene in the episode today where he started crying. And then today as well, basically what happened is he actually told him it's 50-50 at best. He chose not to use it. He was told again by Mickey, yeah, it's not looking good for you against Vince. That's when he pulled out the Hail Mary of telling Morgan he didn't use the power so that it would prevent her from going up on the block. She was like, oh, okay, we're keeping Zach now. And he was staying for one night before it fell back again. He was doing too much. He was talking too much about Rachel. And the vote came back around, and Morgan was crying to him today about like, I'm so sorry. Like, and that was it.
Taran, how much of a fatal error was it for Zach also that he picked Rachel to be his partner in that punishment where he spent a lot of time with Rachel?
Well, so one thing, she volunteered for it. And he tried to give that excuse to Morgan after the fact, but her response was, well, if you would let me know, I would have volunteered. But do I think that's what cost him? Not necessarily. I think that it certainly opened up the door for that to be used. But the thing is, Vince was always going to stay over him. We talked about this when Adrian left, that Adrian was a Zach guy, and you know, secretly Lauren and Morgan were both Vince guys, Vince people. And so he thought he had Morgan. He thought he had Lauren. Neither of them were locked in with him. Mickey was not really with either one of them too much, but she was swayed by Morgan and the argument that Vince is, because Rachel was against Vince the most, that she wanted to keep Vince in to spite Rachel because she's been anti-Rachel lately. So it was never going to be good here for Zach.
Angela, did you enjoy Zach prior to him not using the power?
I think week 1, he told the house guests in the HOH room that Angela's a floater.
Oh, and he hates floaters.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think he knows what the definition of a floater is. And I just immediately I was turned off by that. And then I thought, and then when I saw him up on the balcony after he rescued Julie, he did the whole thing with his eyes kind of thing. I don't know if you caught that.
Yes. And
I was like, what's that about? What's all this shade? We don't even know each other. And he knows now more than anything that being in the house, you have a lot of emotions that come out that you otherwise probably wouldn't. It's a very tight space, and you just feel different. You feel very paranoid. You feel very cramped. You feel a lot of voices and a lot of things are in your ears. So I'm hoping that he understands that, you know, don't just judge off of somebody off the show. And personally, anything that I have to say about him right now is more of like at a game stance. It's not like on a personal stance. Sure. I'm sure I wanted him to go home, but it's not a personal reason, or I don't know, maybe it is, but it's not a character reason, because I think he is actually a really nice guy on the show. I thought he was, you know, forthright and kind, and he did seem very protective of the people that he was working with. I didn't really see him flipping and flopping and all of that kind of thing. So he was interesting to watch, but he didn't bring enough for me either. You know what I mean? Like, I think Vinny staying over him, he brings more to the table entertainment wise. If you understand what I'm saying.
Vinny is like a despicable worm where Zach is like just there, you know, there is some unintentional comedy with Zach.
Yeah.
Taran, it was an emotional goodbye to Zach though.
Yeah.
It was.
I can see that.
I thought this was so funny too, because Keanu, for the record, believed that Vince would keep him over Zach, which is not true. Keanu believes that that Vinny is like totally with him. He's had many conversations with Rachel about this, her trying to convince him to not trust Vinny. But he fully believes like he's Vince's guy over Zach. So we see this very tearful, emotional goodbye hug between Vince and Zach. And he's like, I'm so sorry it came to this, Zach. I'm so sorry. And then the camera cuts to a different angle, and Keanu is there too. Trying to be involved in the hug.
The three noms.
Like, come on, you guys. Come on. Let's throw this out together.
Me too. I'm so sorry, Zach.
You got to hug the egg.
That clip with the egg tonight was chef's kiss. I loved it. It was kind of like the whole Naked Gun thing, or detective kind of movie. I
Yes.
loved it. It was so cute. It was so good.
Yes. Well, let's come back to what's going on with Vince, and let's stick with Zach, who came out of the house. And Taran, you were hoping for it all week that Julie would give him the classic "you didn't use the veto" smack, and we did get it.
When she said, "Can you lean in?" I was ready. I was like, "Inject this into my veins. I am ready for this." I've never needed to see such a small amount of violence in my life.
Yes, here I've got the clip. Yes. Here we go.
Can you lean forward just a little bit?
Yeah. Is something?
Yeah, it seemed like he did not seem to know this was coming, Taran. I guess if he didn't know to use the veto, he certainly doesn't know the lore of getting smacked with the card.
That's because he did not read my book.
Yes.
Nor could he have. But
Taran.
I did cite this on an update before. This, if he had read the book, he would have known this. Marcellus Reynolds, the first person to have the veto used on him, the first holder of the golden power of veto, the first person to ever not use the veto on himself. Another Big Brother gravestone echoing through the halls of legend, screaming out its lesson: always save yourself with the veto, unless your name is Tucker and you use it on Angela.
That's right. That's right. Such a shocker.
Look, it could go both ways.
It truly.
Yeah. So, Angela, do you wish that Julie would have given him a more stern talking to? Because I felt like that he kind of got off easy.
No, I honestly, I think Zach's a great guy.
She should have hit him with Taran's book.
She could have. But no, I think it was done just the way it needed to be done. Julie handled her business.
Yeah. I also felt like, Taran, did this annoy you? I felt like they were on the wrong camera for the card slap.
Were they? I was so excited. I think I was screaming, so I don't think I was judging it properly.
Yeah, I felt like they were too long on the the Zach shot. I'm sorry, Angela. I keep doing it with that guy.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Ava did it a lot as well.
I've been doing it all season, and it's a Freudian slip that I've been doing all season. But I don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, you don't. We won't be talking about him anymore.
Yeah. So, I thought they were too long on Zach, and I wanted to see the wide shot. I wanted to see the wind up. What are you going to do? Fair. Yeah, let's talk about Keanu, and ultimately that it was, Taran, you had me nervous today, tweeting about Keanu's day in the house.
He had me nervous. Well, okay. So the day opens. Morgan is, in tears because she's having to evict Zach. And Keanu all week long has been talking about how he believes he has the votes and he really wants to protect Vince as well. Keanu's been campaigning for Vince more than he's been campaigning for himself because he's so confident. And he's talked also about throwing the Blockbuster competition so that Vince can stay, Vince can win, and Keanu will win the vote against Zach. That would not happen. Keanu would be evicted over Zach. Keanu doesn't know this. Now, people talk about this all the time. Very rarely do they actually go through with it. But today, as the feeds are getting shut down for the live show, he's telling Rachel, I want to do this. And Rachel is saying, Keanu, don't do that. You don't have the votes, please. And he's saying, no, you're wrong, Rachel. I need to do this. And she's like, you are going to look like the dumbest person ever. And he's like, nope. You're wrong about Vince, Rachel. We need him. I'm good. And it was really starting to look like it was a possibility. He even walked through the details because she was like, how are you even going to throw it? Like, what if Zach wins? He's like, well, if it's one of those competitions where there's a buzzer, I would just stand at the buzzer and wait to see if Zach was going to beat Vinny. And I'm like, that's so detailed. That's such a detailed plan. And I know there's a buzzer because I watched Julie do a preview.
Yeah. Yeah. So what changed? He just came to his senses?
Maybe he finally listened to Rachel. Maybe in the moment, you're just pumped up about it. Rylie was also trying to convince him to win. So could be a number of things, but he won.
Angela, can you take us through your emotions watching the Blockbuster play out?
I can, and I will. Okay, so Keanu's up there, and I'm watching him kind of stand back a few times, and I can't help but just watch Keanu. So I'm just like, I'm not really focused on Vinny. I'm not really focused on what Zach's doing. I'm just really focused on Keanu, and I'm wanting him to pull it out, but he just keeps stepping back from it and evaluating it. And I'm watching him move one to where it doesn't belong. And I'm like, oh, no, stop. Like, move it here. I found myself yelling at my screen tonight, which was really refreshing and fun. I had a great time with it. And I just thought, please don't be throwing it. Please don't be throwing it. And Zach was moving pretty fast. I did glance over a few times to see what he was doing. But watching Keanu finally like just pull it out and just casually walk over and hit the button and the little buzzer. I was so excited. I was like, yes, yeah. I think I yelled louder than I did when Chemo won the veto last season. I mean, It was so good. I've been really rooting for Keanu because I think he's so refreshing. He's kind of oblivious sometimes to what's going on in the house. Rachel's trying to school him Big Brother 101 in the storage room, and he's just one ear and out the other. And God bless him. You just want to like help him, So I was really thrilled. He doesn't need help when it comes to the games. He's spot on with that. But when it comes to Big Brother 101, he needs to listen to Rachel. And I'm hoping he does. And maybe he had, and that's why he won. So kudos to him. I was excited. I think he had all of America who loves Big Brother up screaming. I was like literally on the edge of my seat and literally gave out a big when he won.
Yeah.
So excited. After he won, I'm kind of looking at the other two and I'm just like, oh, they were close. Yeah. So I think that'll be some regrets on Zach's end for a while. It's just not winning that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Taran, is it possible that at the end of the season, we look up and this whole season was just one big metaphor for Keanu in these competitions? Like, it's like everybody's screaming at him the whole time. What are you doing? He's going slow. It seems like he doesn't have it. But then in the end, somehow he pulls it out.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is, I think if that's the metaphor, he's at this point on day 38 still standing and looking at the puzzle. He's not started putting it together yet.
Because even though like the one where they had to like jump and go on the right steps, like it was the same sort of thing where it seemed like, what are you doing, Keanu? You're doing horrible at this.
Yeah, I mean, according to the house guests, he was blessed for that one. He guessed like 7 times in a row correctly to come back and beat Rachel.
He doesn't have to be good. He can be lucky.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And Keanu lives to see another day. Angela, I've been meaning to ask you, would you have eaten charcuterie served from the butler?
Yes, I'm a foodie. So
yes.
Say no more. Yes.
You wouldn't have minded that, the delivery mechanism.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. No.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the Vince punishment?
I think it's hysterical. I think he is moping around in it a bit. It's funny when he brings food in from his arm and then moves it in. I mean, you don't know what he's doing under there. I mean, anything could be happening.
Anything could be happening.
Anything could be happening in there. And I'm just like,
did you hear about Joseph?
Hysterical. Of course I know about Joseph. Joseph didn't want me to know. Joseph did not want me to know about that. They would talk about the whole Spiz thing. And I was like, what is that? I felt like I was dealing with some of my kids sometimes when they come over and they think things are just going right over my head. I figured it out pretty quickly, but Joseph didn't want me to know.
Yeah. I mean, he probably shouldn't want anybody to know.
No. Yeah. I think it's hilarious. It's what makes Joseph so awesome.
Yeah. Taran, what do you think of the the Vince film noir segment?
I mean, there was a part of me that appreciates it. I think that like we just had the Ava one. I feel like maybe we don't need to go like super hard on these all the time. We don't need to spend as much time on them.
On the team? Is that what's going on here?
Rob, there's no way that young people are making these segments.
Yeah. But Taran, I did feel like that this was a little bit of a throwback to like the old school Big Brother, like produced packages that we would get on a Thursday.
Yeah, it did look like that.
To some degree. I mean, I think that like the thing that I was disappointed in, because there was a moment when I was like, okay, I think this might actually work for me, was when they were showing his conversation with Rylie and Katherine, because that actually was an important conversation. He got promises from them that they would vote to keep him. And I was like, oh, they're actually incorporating, like, this is a montage of him campaigning. I'm actually on board for this. But then they didn't show that, and they didn't show the response, and they acted like, oh, I was stonewalled. And none of it mattered. And it was like, I feel like if you had incorporated some actual like strategy content into this, I think it would have been a much stronger segment for me, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, it did go on for quite some time. Now, Angela, what do you think of Vince?
What do I think of Vince? I think he's just one of those characters, and he probably isn't like this in real life, but he's just one of those characters that will just kind of try and weasel his way and shimmy on in wherever he can. And if that's his gameplay, excellent, because he's doing excellent, because he's doing just fine. Exactly.
Yes.
He's doing great. He's doing great. If he and I were in the house, I'd probably want him gone, just like I did Joseph. He reminds me a little bit of Joseph. So I'd probably not believe anything he had to say.
The mustache?
By now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it mustache? I don't know.
He's just so shameless that I'm finding him to be enjoyable to have as a TV character.
I would call
spoken.
Yeah, I would call Vince is probably the most likely to be called out for his low budget acting by Angela in the house.
Yeah.
Yes,
do you think that was low budget acting in his movie? Yeah. In the movie he made?
We saw the low budget movie that he was in.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Why didn't I not? I should have been more quick witted to say that. But yes, it was low budget movie, but it was entertaining. But yeah, I probably wouldn't believe much of what he had to say. And I don't know what to tell you. When you're in there, there's a lot of people that'll come to you and say things and tell you they're on your side, and they're just not.
Yeah. So Angela, where do you think Vince's game goes from here now after surviving this close call on the block, where I think there were points where he really thought he was going to go home? Do you think that he is still as dangerous as we thought last week? Or do you think that maybe that this is the beginning of the end for Vince?
I don't think it's the beginning of the end for Vince. I think what he's going to do, and if I were him, but I think what he may do is he may buddy up closer to Keanu, knowing he can win things. In case he is on the block again, then Keanu can possibly be picked and pull him off. I think that he's going to try and lay low a little bit more and really figure out who his ride or dies are for the rest of the game. I think he's smart enough to do that. I really do. So I think that's kind of going to be his stance.
Yeah, Taran, what's your thought on the future of Vince?
He definitely took a big hit here, losing Zach. Zach was for this purpose. He was for taking a hit for Vince, but now he doesn't have that anymore. And Zach was also like the perception shield as well. Zach was the person who was supposed to have Morgan and supposed to have Lauren, while secretly Vince had them. Now, just Vince has them. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem for him. Now, that said, he still has them. And on top of that, he has Mickey still to some degree now. He's still got Keanu, despite Rachel's best efforts. He still has a good base to work from. A lot of the people that he's aligned with are people that have either won competitions before or seem likely to win competitions in the future. So that's a very good place to sort of build from as well. So I don't think he's out, but this is exactly the amount of like adversity I think we would like to see for him being the player that probably is the most capable of handling it. But, that's not saying.
I think he's going to bounce back from this, because I think that he's going to probably have another week of like, poor me. Can you believe I was on the block last week? I was so worried. And I don't think anybody is targeting him. I'm trying to think of who the HOH might be, who Rachel. Is other than, I guess, of course. Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Other than that, I don't feel like that Vince is anybody's target this week.
I wouldn't think so either. I really don't. And I love the idea, Taryn, of Rachel being HOH. How messy and fun is that?
It would be so fun. Okay, Angela, how do you think Rachel is doing? Now, could you give us just your backstory? So Rachel was on the cruise, right?
Was, yes.
Yes. Okay, so how did you get to know Rachel?
I did get to know Rachel a little bit. I wish I would have been able to spend a little bit more time with her, but she had her family with her too. So she was kind of busy with that. But oh my gosh, I think she's really, really a nice person. I know she's living her best life, having so much fun right now. I mean, who wouldn't want to get another chance? I mean, this is her third time in the house. How fun. I think she's
three-time Amazing Racer too.
Yeah. I think she's doing phenomenal, honestly. I feel like she's just she is saying it like it is to a lot of people and getting away with it. And I love that. I love that she is so transparent and honest and just unapologetically herself. And she's trying to work with these people. It's maddening. The only thing I think is kind of funny is she's like, I want that crown on my name and don't do it unless I'm in a gown and all of these things. And she's getting away with it. Morgan didn't like it too much, but I think she's letting her slide on it. I still don't think anybody will put her up. I don't.
That'll be interesting because Mickey basically spent the last 2 days trying to orchestrate a plan for everyone to target Rachel, to backdoor Rachel. But it was most of it was contingent on like Keanu leaving. And so Keanu staying is a problem for Mickey, for anybody that wants to target Rachel. Theoretically, they could both end up on the block together. But there are a fair amount of people that would either target Keanu, or some of them would target Rylie and Katherine. Some of them would target Mickey and Morgan. Rachel would target Vince. And so it's definitely a much more open field with Zach leaving rather than Keanu. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it certainly would.
So I'd love to get your thoughts a little bit on Mickey, who, of course, had the HOH last week, but she really has had this very inflated sense of where she's at in the game. You had players like Ashley and Will talking about her as a dictator in the episode tonight. So I don't know, maybe if we're getting into Mickey villain territory, but what are your thoughts on Mickey?
Well, I think if anything, she'd be labeled a vanilla villain. She's not much of a villain to me. I think that it's true. She got HOH and now she's she has to talk to her people and she has to make sure that they're going to be good with what she decides. And it's really funny what she decides is going to happen is who's going to go home. I have to hand it to Will. He didn't fall into place with what, Ashley said she wasn't going to either. So I hope that Ashley had her own reasons for sending Zach home and not just following what Mickey's saying to do. I hope people aren't going to be afraid of her. But if they are, that's going to make for great TV too. I don't know. It will be, what will be even messier is if Mickey gets HOH again this week.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, the power trip this girl will be on. I can't say I don't like it. I kind of like it. It makes for, the sauce, and we want that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Taran, did Ashley and Will ultimately fall in line?
No, they were planning to vote to keep Zach. However, they realized that the votes weren't there. So clearly Will still just stuck to the deal that the offer he made to Zach after the veto. But Ashley changed her vote just to vote with the House because she knew the votes weren't there.
Yeah, and didn't try to change her vote. What'd you think of that last week, Angela?
I was like, girl, what are you doing? They're not even going to let you back in that door. I'll bet it's locked. They have the clicker. They can make sure you can't. I would have loved to have seen her try banging on that door. Like, wait,
hey, let me in.
Vote. I thought it was great.
Yeah. We didn't get a moment like that tonight, but we had so many others from the episode. I think that Mickey, the downfall, I think, might be very fun, especially if there's some sort of movement in the house. If word starts to get out there that Mickey is controlling everything, I think that would be such a fun turn of events in the house.
Sure. I believe it's already being spread like wildfire probably by now. Ashley has a way about her of going around and telling everyone. And I'm sure she's already mentioned it. She did mention it to Rachel actually. So I'm sure between Ashley and Rachel, it's getting spread throughout the house.
The interesting thing about this result for Mickey, it's not what she wanted. She wanted Keanu out, and there's some validity to that reasoning. Keanu is one of the few people that's after her short term. So this result is theoretically bad for Mickey in the sense that if Keanu wins HOH, he's potentially just straight up targeting her, and that's bad. She could end up leaving soon. However, if she survives that onslaught, this is actually much better for her long term because she was never breaking through the wall that was Zach, Vince, Lauren, Morgan, and she was always going to be shut out of that end game, which is why it was such a mistake to have targeted Jimmy last week. However, with Zach leaving against her own sort of wishes here, it does clear a path for her, at least a slightly better one for an end game if she can survive the coming weeks with, the extra danger of Keanu still being in the house.
Yeah, that's so interesting because you were saying this morning, Taran, that what Mickey is trying to do is not what's actually best for Mickey. So she actually catches a break that Keanu wins the Blockbuster, right?
In some ways, yes.
Yeah.
Especially because her fingerprints aren't on it either. So she gets in zero trouble from the remainder of those people. Now I say that, but she definitely got into some hot water this week, regardless, just due to the way that she was operating this week. Now again, there's some short-term danger for this because Keanu is still looking to potentially target her. But outside of Keanu, maybe Kelley, there's really nobody else that would straight up target her. So she just needs to avoid a couple of bad outcomes, and her long-term game is looking a lot better, I think.
But I still feel like even if she were in some sort of danger, she has the right finesse to speak to Keanu or Kelley and win them over. I just feel like she has that certain finesse. So there's a very good chance she'd be okay.
It's possible.
Does she still have it? Did she lose it, though?
I don't know. That's a good question because she is kind of a little power.
Do you know who I am? You can't put me on the block.
She might talk like that. I don't know. It could be very humbling for Mickey if she ends up on the block from one of those people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we've been talking about with Mickey is that she's one of the few people who's playing actively in a house of very passive people. And so she's getting what she wants most of the time because a lot of people are willing to let her do it. But that's spending capital. And you only have so much to spend before people eventually revolt. And we've definitely started to see some of that where even in this episode, we saw Ashley and Will get tired of it. We've seen Rylie and Katherine get pretty tired of it. And so we'll see how far she can go if she continues along these lines.
Good point.
Yeah, one of the things I was surprised from in the episode was that we saw when the guys were campaigning that we saw a segment of Kelley talking to Rylie. And Kelley said, hey, we're going to keep Keanu no matter what, because those guys have to go home because this is payback for Adrian. Can you believe it that there was a vendetta against Adrian? Taran, I was like, who's Adrian?
She brings it up every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really the straw that broke the camel's back with Kelley. Vince had Kelley locked up and has just neglected her like Tyler once did with Sam. And she has fully sort of jumped off of that train. Now, she does still go to him and give him information, pretending like she still trusts him. But it wasn't just that Adrian left, because she did like Adrian. She wanted Adrian to stay. But it was also the fact that he blindsided her with that vote. He was supposed to be voting with them and didn't, which was the thing that showed her that she can't trust him anymore. Keanu also found that out, but believes that he still has enough sway over what he will do, that it doesn't matter. But yeah, Kelley is anti-Vince here.
Angela, Kelley has become such a forgotten person in terms of the show and I guess the house, because I mean, she was just on everybody's minds for the first couple of weeks. And now she's just completely gone into the background.
Well, you can't blame her. She knew that she was a lot of people were telling her. She was literally boasting around the house that she's this instigator. It isn't it just great? But I think that people were telling her, you need to knock it off. So I think somebody straight out told her, like, you need to stop. Like, don't do that anymore. And I feel like she has decided that she'd better stop or she's getting a one-way ticket out of that house. So I think good to her credit that she is kind of taking a back seat to that, kind of just blending, being in the background a little bit, just a permanent fixture. Maybe she'll just ride it out and stay to the end. Who knows? But yeah, she hasn't been really making waves in the house, and it's to her benefit.
Yeah.
She's a little bit like Arya from Game of Thrones. Like she's starting to sort of like, instead of being outwardly feisty, she's starting to write a list of people that she recites every night.
People, yeah.
Exactly. And she's ready to get her revenge on them. Vince is on the list. Rachel is still on the list because, Rachel. Zach was on the list, and look,
cross him off
the list. Basically, most people are on the list. Even Keanu to some degree has a spot on the list, but Rylie is the only person not on the list because she believes Rylie is the only person that hasn't wronged her. Rylie and Katherine being the two people that voted with them on the Adrian vote. Right. Keanu also did, of course, but she has other issues with Keanu at times. But yeah, a lot of people are on that list.
Yeah, Angela, I'd love to get your thoughts about Rylie and Katherine, and they have been so much on the minds of the Big Brother fans. How are you feeling about the showmance?
So I don't love it. I feel like it's very one-sided. The kiss made me go, no.
Hey, Carolyn said,
sorry, you had to watch me kiss a boy.
Oh my gosh. Kat is really hard to read. I see a lot of, that. And I was like, no. Talk. Tell us your truth. Tell us how you're feeling. She straight up told Rylie in the kitchen, like, what if we're not together in here? And he's like, don't say that. We are together even when we leave here. I don't get this, this protective thing. I mean, honestly, the way he was talking to her too this week on my feeds, like, I got you. I'm going to protect you. All this stuff. I felt like, are we on the freaking Walking Dead? Who's coming through there to get you guys? Like, what the hell is happening here? Like, I don't know what he's protecting her. She's sitting pretty right now. He stays with this guy. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think she needs protection.
Hey, Negan could come in.
I mean, what the hell? Maybe that mastermind could come get her. Who knows?
You're coming with me, Carolyn. You're going to Destination X.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, she's a hard person to read. I do know that, and the viewers should know this, she's perfectly safe. If she didn't want the attention of Rylie, there's people in place to stop if she's uncomfortable. She's clearly fine. So I think people shouldn't worry that way. I think she's in a position now where she's just kind of feeling like, Rylie is saying all the right things. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect you in this game. She spends a lot of time with Rylie. I don't think her relationships are as strong as they need to be with the other house guests in the house. And she and Lauren were very close in the beginning. I don't know where that relationship is going now. She's always with Rylie.
Yeah.
I shut up.
I think the problem becomes when he says, I got you whether you like it or not. The issue is, like, hopefully if she ever gets to the point where she does not, that he's not telling the truth.
Yeah, I know. I think that if she's ever done with him at all, I think she could rally people to get him out. I do. I feel like she could play on people's emotion that he's making me feel hypothetically, he's making me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be here because he's here. If that, all again, hypothetical, if that were to happen, and I think she could rally the votes to get him out. That's just my opinion. But I think she has a voice. She just needs to use it. If she doesn't want to be around him, it feels that way. It feels hard to watch. It's not that showmance that we love to see on Big Brother where they're both so infatuated with one another. And we're just like, woo, yes, we're there for it. With this one, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get up and get my soda pop. I'm done with this one for a little while.
So Rylie wanted Zach to go home. We know this from during the week. I saw some clips, Taran, of Rylie was very down on Zach. But we saw his vote tonight, and this was Rylie in the diary room.
Julie, I sadly vote to evict Zach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mom, Dad, Ashley, Skylar, Jeremy, W. I love y'all so much. I'm my blue hands, Luther, Oklahoma. I love y'all.
Did that sound like he was sadly voting to evict Zach?
Sad.
No. He wants to remain friends afterwards. That's what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, now when Zach sees some of these clips I saw about Rylie.
What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Rylie is very used to getting away with saying all kinds of things. So
yes, he is.
I guess so.
To make me laugh hysterically. Yes, he is. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Lauren is somebody who we saw also very emotional tonight to see Zach go. And there was an interesting segment in the episode about, Morgan, how she feels about Zach wanting to spend more time with Lauren. She knew Zach would pick Lauren over her. And we saw it in the episode, and I saw Morgan. I saw that she was like timing the hug that Zach had with Lauren on the way out. Taran, did you feel like that the show did a good job of capturing that?
I would say that if you were like going to see like how much of it did they capture, it's sort of like if you open the door just a tiny and you peeked in, maybe like through the little hole, the peephole of the door, like that's how much we saw. If they had opened the door, there would have been a flood because there was plenty more to see. They certainly hinted when she's like staring at them in the hammock, but it certainly could have been a lot more.
That was funny in the hammock. That was good. I loved that. That was so good.
Well, she had the conversation with Vince, and Vince was very quick to say, oh, yeah, no, Zach would definitely pick Lauren over you.
And I mean, that's all she needed. That's all the ammunition she needed. And I think she knew it anyway. They had that conversation, I think, earlier in the week where he was like, you're just a really good friend. This is great. And she was like, I have to see him in another way. She was telling him that she wasn't that invested. She just thought he was, in other words, eye candy or whatever. And that she wasn't invested emotionally and thinking anything more was going to happen. And that she appreciated whatever, that they're going to be great friends. But trust me, the girl wanted him. We all know it. We all saw it. It's fine.
How did you know, Angela?
Admit to it. How do I know?
Yeah.
Oh, I just have radar on that kind of thing. I just do, Rob. I just know. I know when there's going to be a showmance. There's no hiding it. I know. One-sided.
That's right.
One-sided. I know he wanted Lauren so bad, and it was just such a little love triangle. It was actually really interesting just watching Morgan watch him walk across the room or whatever. Like I would have been there just eating, going, oh, "This is great." I would have been just loving this in the dining room. Come on.
Taran, do you think if Zach would have played it better with Morgan, there was a way he could have stayed this week? Like, would that have changed his fate?
Honestly, I think that he needed to win Mickey over. That was the big thing. If he had Mickey, he would have stayed. Mickey was capable of convincing Morgan one way or the other. He did a good job on Morgan, but because he didn't have Mickey, Mickey was able to sway Morgan back to the other end of it. And unfortunately for him, he took the wrong advice from Morgan. Morgan told him, tell Mickey about what Rachel told you about Mickey, which only further upset Mickey about Rachel. And the fact that this information was coming from Zach, that Rachel felt comfortable enough to tell Zach, hey, Mickey's after you, said, oh, well, then, Rachel is clearly trying to work with Zach. She's clearly trying to evict Vinny. So if I keep Vinny, he's a distraction for Rachel, and I want Zach to go. So, I think, like, what is the alternative here? How can he survive this? He could have gone, I guess, more full force against Rachel, but I don't even think that works because Vinny is always going to be the more anti-Rachel candidate in the race. What he needed to do was get Mickey off of Rachel's case, maybe, and say, hey, if you keep me, then, you know, all of us, everyone's happy. Rachel's happy with you. I'm happy with you. We all work together, and we go after Keanu, who's still in the game in this particular voting scenario.
Yeah, but too bad that's not what Zach is capable of.
No, and also it's a hard sell because Rachel, of course, was one of Mickey's allies, and it's tough to get Mickey to want to work with one of her allies.
Yeah. You know, Angela, this week was Ava's HOH, and, you know, there were some bumps along the way, but overall, I mean, Ava ends up being the most effective HOH that we've had this season.
To date, I think she's great. To the season, to date, she is the best HOH so far.
Yeah.
Not
Are you enjoying her?
Bringing entertainment, but she put heavy hitters up there. And, you know, she was brave to do that. I think when you have that kind of power in the house and you see who these people are aligned with, for her to choose them to go up. And then, you know, it's unfortunate we didn't get to see everything on the episodes of how she, you know, explained her way of what she was doing with the, you know, the whole Zach, you just need to try harder situation, and the pots thing, and, you know, just all of it. I think she has been entertaining, to say the least. She's fun, she's brave, and there's a lot of pressure in there. And for her to be able to do that, I have to give her props. I mean, so good, so entertaining. She just wasn't afraid. She was, again, she's like Rachel, unapologetically herself. And I love that in a Big Brother player. I love it when people aren't afraid to just do something and make a move. And she did that. And I can't wait to see what else she does. And I feel like even though she did that to Vinny, to Keanu, I think that they would still work with her because she's like beloved in there. She really is. She's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Taran, did Zach ever come around on Ava this week with that, in terms of, like, I know he was very upset with her that he got put on the block.
He never really did. This was the best result for Ava, I would say. You know, Vinny leaving would have been pretty good, but especially in the short term, Zach leaving is best. Zach was the most anti-Ava person for sure, based on how he felt things went down, which is part of why she sort of changed up to wanting him to leave over Vince, was because, you know, she says in the episode that she feels like Vince took the nomination better. That's not strictly true. In fact, Vince has probably complained more, but Ava didn't really see most of it, in part because Vince is in an egg costume, but also because Zach was the one specifically venting about Ava to people that got back to Ava, and so she was like, well, you know, if, like Morgan, if you're not happy with my noms, then frankly, you can go.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angela, and I think this was a very successful HOH for Ava because she walks away with, I don't think too many people saying, okay, my target next week, Ava.
No, and that's what I was trying to say. I wanted to convey that. I feel like she made big moves. She got a big heavy hitter out, and yet she doesn't really come off. She's coming out smelling like a rose. She's fine. She's going to be quirky and funny all throughout the house, make people laugh. She doesn't really come off as a threat to people. So I think, you know, she's just going to just be that happy-go-lucky player throughout the house. She's got people she's aligned with. I think she's great. She's coming off smelling like a rose. I'm happy for her. And I'm happy that she's going to stay because we need her there.
Yeah, she's going to stay. Taran, it was a fun moment in the episode where Julie started talking to Ava about how she was going to break the tie. And it was like, as soon as like Julie said her name, she had like a moment of panic on her face. Like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, I loved it.
What am I doing? What? And then she's like, yeah, if there's a tie, you have to, like, oh, okay.
I mean, I think that's pretty representative of her HOH week. For as much as she had the most successful HOH and she got out a good target, and she is coming out of it not anyone's, you know, first choice of a target, she did also kind of lose stamina pretty quickly. And she spent most of her HOH week up in the HOH room, not really talking to many people, and not really using the power to help solidify anything down the road. She did develop a nice little bond with Katherine. She worked on Kelley a little bit by not putting Kelley on the block. But in general, there was definitely a lot left on the table in terms of potential of things that she could have been doing. And that might see her on the block as a pawn in the coming weeks. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But a lot of it came from her mouth because she was just exhausted from doing all of it. People just constantly wanted her. Mickey in particular kept coming upstairs and being like, "So what are you doing with the tiebreaker? You have to do this, Ava." And she's like, "Oh, what?" And she's like, "Here are the M&Ms. Why? It's the M&Ms are over here and then over here." And she's like, "What? I don't understand. What are you saying to me, Mickey?" And so by the end of the week, when Julie says Ava's name, she's like, "What do you need from me?" Oh, right, the tiebreaker.
Very, very quiet in there. There's a lot of like moments where it's very quiet. And so if Julie says your name, I could see how that kind of woke her up like in a shock. Because it can be very, very quiet and everyone's really quiet. And then Julie comes on and it's very erupt on the TV.
She wasn't paying attention.
And the speakers are behind the couches and stuff. And it just, and if you're not paying attention to what's going on over here and it just, your name is called, I could see how that happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Taran, we had the knockout HOH competition last week. We think that next week, or we could eventually get the wall comp coming up.
So word was that this was supposed to be the wall comp, but it seems like it might have changed. And maybe that's because word was that it was the wall comp. Maybe it is the wall comp and it's just not going to be on feeds for the first time. Or maybe they have delayed it. There are all kinds of things might be happening here. I think I just saw a tweet from Hamster Watch saying, I've been told the wall comp may have been switched out. Maybe because the news leaked out. At any rate, we don't know. We'll know when we know. We don't know.
So what kind of comp do you think that we could, if we have the wall comp down the road, we just had the knockout comp. Is there anything in the bag of BB comps that you could think of? And we have Otev as the veto.
I mean, if I'm going to put on my Big Brother 13 conspiracy hat, Rob, I bet it's something that Rachel is more likely to win the wall.
Oh,
that would be interesting.
Okay.
Did she win that spinning game?
She did. I mean, that was famously what they brought back in Big Brother 13. It would be very funny if it was that competition.
Yeah. I remember the one she won when it was like they doubled up the people was like hanging off of the thing, right? That was the one that was like, and she used her legs to hang off of like some kind of like dummy that was hanging up, right?
It would be fun, but I just don't think that they give her a game that she's won before. There would just be too much controversy in the house.
Yeah, I just don't get the sense that they're going to do an endurance comp here tonight an endurance comp and then still have the wall comp later on in the season.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we just got a crapshoot-esque veto, crapshoot/skill veto. We got a puzzle-y kind of blockbuster. Before that, we had the quiz knockout. So it does kind of feel like the cadence they normally operate on, you would be due for something a little physical, something a little more endurance-y. But if they swapped it out, then, who knows? It could be a number of things at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did notice they've brought back several of the games that we played last season, just kind of tweaked them a little bit. So I would be interested I'm probably gonna have to do my homework now and think about what games did we play, because they very well could tweak another one of those and throw it in.
The blockbuster that they did tonight, and tell me if this is just like some kind of like a vivid dream that I had. I feel like that Rachel did that on one of the Amazing Race seasons that she was on. And they had, I forget what they used to call it on the Amazing Race, that they had like a couple of times where they had like a duel at the end of a leg where it was like the two last place teams were going against each other. And I'm not sure if it was when she raced with Brendan or when she raced with Alyssa. But I think that this exact competition was one that Rachel did have to win.
I don't.
It's very possible.
She did. She was with Alyssa. Yes, they eliminated Janelle and Brittany on this. Thank you, Daniel, in the chat. So Look, that we have a lot of challenges to pull from that Rachel has done before, Angela.
Yeah. I'd love to see her win the HOH. I'm telling you, I'm pulling for her. I'd
Yeah.
love to see her win. I
Yeah.
would. But I'm also very, very I think the relationship between Will and Ashley is so enduring, and I love the dynamic, and I love that Will is finally settling in and enjoying the game and having so much fun. I mean, he's very good at just like listening a bit and agreeing a lot, but he still does what he wants to do. Clearly tonight, not voting with the house. So proud of Will. Kudos to him. Again, I'd love to see people of our age, get in there and play the game and not give up. And I'm seeing that of him, and I'm really, really proud. So,
yeah. Taran, if Rachel got an HOH, okay, we know that Zach would, that Vince would see the block again. Who else would be the other two nominees?
I bet it would be something like Vince, Mickey, Morgan, maybe Lauren thrown in
Morgan
there.
for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would be a wild week. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, I'm ready. Let's go. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Angela, I know you took notes during the episode tonight. Was there anything else from your notes that you want to make sure we hear?
Oh, my notes. I took notes. Well, I'm very excited that there are more women in the house than there are men. That's pretty cool. That ratio is great. I love that.
8 to 4 right now, right?
Yes, it is. Well, we've already discussed that Mickey is playing like she's still the HOH, which I find hilarious. She definitely is power hungry. No, I think we've kind of went over everything, which is wonderful. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what we talked about. It's been a great night tonight. I am excited about everything.
Still a great night. Yeah.
I'm going to be celebrating all the way upstairs when I go and shout it out to my husband. Zach went home! Woo! No personal attack at all. I think he's great.
Sure. Yeah. Taran, what about for you? Anything else from this episode?
Not from this episode, but speaking of, if Rachel did win HOH, we would definitely hear this from Vince.
I'm pooping my pants.
Yes.
So that'd be fun.
Oh gosh.
For sure.
That's all I wanted to say.
Fun.
Yeah. Anything else of note that happened during the day in the lead up to this episode?
Not particularly. It was mostly
throw it.
Yeah, it was mostly the Keanu talking about throwing it thing. Rachel begging him not to. It was ridiculous to me that I felt like there were two possible outcomes. One was that the outcome we saw where Zach left after not using the veto on himself. The other one was where Keanu left after throwing the Blockbuster. Zach being voted out by the person he didn't use the veto to protect. Keanu being voted out by the person he threw the Blockbuster to protect. And either way, it was one of those generational bad moves where Julie's slapping him over the head. And I literally had a tweet written out that was good for both of them. I just swapped out Keanu for Zach and it still worked.
Perfect.
Yeah. At least Vince is self-interested.
He sure is.
Yeah. He's not going to blow it for himself.
He clears that bar, and when we appreciate it.
For sure. It's the bar is in hell, but Vince does clear it. Angela, what about for you as somebody who's on the outside after being in the house? What's it been like for you watching Big Brother 27?
Well, at first I did feel like, who's in my summer house? It felt weird. But, having been in there and now being on the other side of it, I understand where a lot of these people, these house guests, their emotions and things like that, and their tears too. A lot of my tears were real, and I'm not an emotional person like that, but I played a very emotional game, and so I can understand when you see somebody like Zach crying or whatever, or Vinny, you're not expecting it, but you're seeing it, and it's just real emotion. It's real raw, and at home we're like, we keep hearing them say it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Everyone's been saying it, and it's true. It is so hard, and so having been there and now on the outside, I understand, and I'm also, I want to also point out this too, having been a fan before going in the house, being in the house now, coming back out as a fan, I really don't jump to the conclusions, even though it sounds like, I'm really happy Zach went home, whatever. But I don't look at these people and say, I don't like you or I'm just only rooting for this person, or just really heavy opinions about people. I really just don't have them, because my opinions now, I find that I'm so easy going with it that it changes from week to week, and I'm really comfortable with that. And I really like that now.
We're
like
fickle.
that I'm not like rooting for that one person to go. Even though it was great that Zach went home today, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not really quick to sit and like not be open to the idea that I might really love that person next week. You just never know. And I know what they're going through in there. So there's a lot that's going on that we forget about as an audience, about how they miss their families, how we're all addicted to our cell phones and we don't have it. We don't know what's going on in the outside world. And you're closed in, and it's definitely a mind game. And so I show a lot more at home, a little bit more compassion for these people than I would have had before. And I love still to have the people that I don't root for, the people that I do, but I'm more forgiving of it. And I'm also open to the idea that I might like them in the next week.
Yeah. It's supposed to be fun. Come on.
It is. It so is.
I mean, famously, like, Rachel was not very well liked by the audience in her original 2 seasons, and I think has come back, and a lot more people are enjoying Rachel this time around. Yeah. But I mean, even like I had the experience of, like, as somebody who was definitely rooting against Rachel, especially in season 12, to then meeting her and being like, she's so nice. Like, and I think it does go to show that, like, especially when it's game related stuff, like some people are villains, some people are heroes, but they're all just people outside the house.
That's right.
And if you meet any of them, most of them are going to be super nice. Most
they
of them
are.
are going to be
And
really great.
That's why they're chosen for the show. It really is. It's a beautiful recipe. It's a great mix of people. And we find things that we like about certain people in the show every time. We find that person that we just are rooting for. We find the person that we're not. It's just a great mix of people. And it's what makes Big Brother so special and so wonderful. I love the show. I will forever be a fan. And I am so lucky that I had the opportunity to be on the other side. So lucky.
Would you say you freaking love Big Brother?
I freaking love Big Brother. Yes. Yes, yeah. I do. Yes, I do. Freaking Big Brother, after all.
Would you want to be in a situation like a Big freaking brother?
I love it. Thank you, Taran.
Would you want to come back in potentially like a scenario like this where they bring back one person to play in a house full of all newbies?
No, I'd love to come back in like an all-star season, because then I have more of an even playing field. I feel like Rachel, her back is up against the wall almost probably every day. She's probably gaining more gray hair in that head than anyone in that house. She's, I mean, from day one, she's obviously, a villain. People know her from her previous seasons, and she's been trying to fight that narrative the whole time she's been there, saying, I'm not who I was, 13, 15 years ago. Like, get to know who I am as a player in this house. But she knew that going in. She knew going in she was going to have this battle and have to fight this narrative. But I think she's handled it really, really well. Yes, at times she comes off a little holier than now, but I mean, why not? She really is royalty in the BB family. And so she deserves her crown. So, heavy is the head that wears it. And she's doing phenomenal. I love the relationship she's made, and I'm having fun watching her. But the question for me, to go back in by myself, I don't know that I could handle it the way Rachel is. And for sure, Angela would be put up on the block and be the perpetual pawn each week. And I just don't think that I can handle that myself, being the emotional player that I know I would be. So I'd have to go in with everybody being a repeat, period. I'd have to.
Kudos to Rachel. I mean, she hasn't touched the block so far in this season. And we're on day 35, Julie said?
I say cheers to her. She's doing phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay.
Today's day 38.
38. Okay. So keep up the good work, Rachel. All right. Well, let me tell you about what else is going on. Of course, Taran, you and Mike were talking about all the Big Brother contestants playing, including Angela.
Yes. Big Brother cast for The Amazing Race. Very exciting stuff. You can check out the reactions, and mostly just like sort of me giving the primer on each Big Brother person for Amazing Race fans who might not otherwise know.
Now, Angela, it's still a minute until this is on. It's like, what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, not till the 25th of September.
Okay. All right. So get ready this fall for Amazing Race, Big Brother. It's going to come on after Survivor on Wednesdays. It's going to be a big Wednesday night over on CBS. And then tomorrow, okay, Angela, you're going to want to check this out. Taran and I are going to talk to Zach.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
Yes. What do you want to know from him?
Oh, gosh. Does he know the definition of a floater?
That's a good question.
Does he know that Angela won multiple games?
You won more than he did.
Yes. Do you know that, I'm a person and, I'm, oh gosh, what would I want to say to him? Or what would I want to know? Does he just automatically not like me because he's Matt's doppelganger? Like, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, why does there have to be
the archetype?
Alliance?
Yes.
Why can't he just get to know me? I will be meeting him at the finale, by the way. So I will be there. So
you'll be asking those questions yourself at some point. Yeah.
No, you ask. I'll be watching. You ask all the hard questions and I'll watch.
Yes. Okay. Angela, do you think that maybe Zach will have an apology for you at the finale?
He doesn't need to. I'm not offended. I think it's funny.
Okay.
I'm not offended at all. I'm really not. I think it's funny, and I think it's really nice, honestly, to be mentioned in a season afterwards.
Yes.
I actually talked to Jimmy, and it was so fun. I just love Jimmy, and I really wanted him to stay.
How's he doing?
He was really bringing it. He's doing just excellent. He's happy as pie. He's great. But he told me, he goes, Angela, I don't know if they showed it on my feeds at all, but every freaking time somebody is going down the stairs and someone's in the kitchen, he's going, Morgan, Morgan, Morgan. And I'm like, you're kidding me, Jimmy. And he's like, no, it was getting to the point where it was just a lot, but everybody was doing it. And he says, so you should know that you've definitely made your mark in the Big Brother house. And I was just like, thank you for that gift and telling me that, Jimmy.
Okay. Tomorrow also we'll have, for the patrons of Rob's podcast, we've got the BB Q&A coming up, and Taran and I will take your questions once again. We got that coming up on Friday at 2 p.m. Taran is going to get it started. I'm going to jump in about 30 minutes in coming up on Friday. So join us Friday afternoon for that. Then we've also got the live show tickets. Angela, we're going to be 2 live shows for Survivor. Do you watch Survivor, Angela?
I do.
Yes.
And I want to be the trifecta. I want to go on Survivor.
Yes.
Let me get my feet in the sand. Woo, I would love it.
Well, we used to talk about that for a long time. Who's going to be the first person to do all 3 of the, the CBS trifecta?
A lot of candidates now.
I just have to.
A lot of people have got 2 down, but Survivors, that's the tough one.
That is a tough one. Jeff makes that decision too, and
yes,
and I love him. Jeff, open up your DMs because I have DM'd you so many times.
That's right. Yes,
4 years.
Yes,
4 years.
Okay. We've got live show tickets available for the patrons. Patron discount, robbinswebsite.com/patron. Also, this weekend, Australian Survivor, Angela, Australian Survivor versus the world.
I love Australian Survivor.
Oh, wow.
Bonnie.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. I streamed that. I watched that.
Yeah. It's going to be Sari and Tony and Parvati and a cast of international Survivor stars taking on Australian stars. We will have full coverage here on RHAP, and we make it so easy for everybody to get to watch that as well. Then after that, we've also got Chat BCC, all these messy Big Brother alums posting away over at robbinswebsite.com/VIP chat to join for free. Angela, what's coming up for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm very excited to be going to, in September, I'm going to our premiere party for The Amazing Race.
Oh.
And then just a few days later, I'll still be in Los Angeles. And so I'll be at the finale of Big Brother.
What a big week that's going to be.
So excited. Leah's putting together an amazing party for them. I'm excited to be a part of that. And then in December, I'll be in Florida to the Over the Edge reality TV star charity event. Like, it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Angela, this woman in her, I'm nearly 52. I'm going to go get to meet some of the biggest names in reality TV, and I'm going to be fangirling out. So I've got that, and I've just got a lot of little fires going all over the place that I'm really excited about. I'm excited about freaking life. Like, it's so cool.
Are you still killing it on Cameo?
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I had one where I had to tell somebody's husband she wasn't going to be with him anymore. And I had to roast him and tell him all the reasons why you're sneaky, you lie, you have several bank accounts that I don't know about. I know you're seeing your secretary, yada yada. I mean, oh my gosh,
wow,
it's so good.
What a roller coaster!
You started with a slow clap.
Yeah.
I did.
Imagine, Taryn, you open your phone and it's like, oh, a video from Big Brother's Angela Murray.
We watched last season together. They were Big Brother fans together. And so here I am letting him know his wife is going to leave him. He's out. He's gone. So much fun.
And Angela, you roasted him. You didn't have like bedside manner with this guy to learn about.
You hear he was with his secretary.
She was pretty sure he was having an affair.
She wasn't even positive?
Not even positive, but she had receipts. I mean, she knew about his bank accounts. She knew
literal receipts.
She knew a lot, and he was being very sneaky. So I think it was pretty valid, and I think it was probably really hard for him to see that coming from me, because she said they were both fans. So I'm sure it was a shocker, and I think it's just a story we'll have to tell, It'll be fun. It will be fun. But I love the birthday messages. I love the roasting. I love it all. It's been great.
Do you roast a lot of people on Cameo?
I do. I have this one that stands out a lot to me. And it was a young man. His grandmother hates me because she's so in love with Matt. And so he wanted me to give her a cameo saying how much she loves me and how thankful I am that she loves me, and go on and on and on and on, just to really piss her off and rub it in. And so I did. I juiced that lemon like nobody's business. It was great. I don't know. I freaking love doing them. They're too much fun.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. All right. Well, get Angela to roast people or break the news that you're getting served.
Oh, yeah.
Divorce is on the way.
Ooh, too fun. Yes.
Yes.
I'm so ready for it.
Now, Angela, do you know about Taryn's book?
I do. I haven't read it though. I'm sorry, but I do know about it.
Yes.
Well, it would be hard to. It hasn't been published yet, so you're not on the hook yet.
It's not on Amazon.
But once it is,
yes.
When is it going to be finished?
It is finished. You can pre-order it now at TaranArmstrong.com. It will be published November 25th. Is when they will ship out. You can get a signed copy if you click on the link from that site. But there are some advanced copies, going around.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. But that's and if you read this book, it's guaranteed that you will not make the mistake that Zach made. So that's a plus.
It sounds like a good read. I need it, because if there ever is an all-star season or anything like that, I'm going to read your book, Taryn. Don't worry about that.
Taryn, something that I love about the book, and I don't know if you intended it this way, is that I like that I'm a bad boy. I haven't been going from page 1. I'm bouncing around.
You're bouncing around.
I know the spoilers. I'm bouncing around. Yeah. I go from chapter to chapter. Like, oh, this is what I'm interested in this.
Why doesn't
you
that
certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did write it chronologically.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but I wrote it in a way that builds on itself, but you can certainly, especially if you know everything, you can certainly move around.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, fun times. Angela, thank you so much for being here with us. What a treat for all of us. So thank you for making the time to do this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. And if you want, I'd love to come back when Australian Survivor has had a few episodes in.
Oh.
I would love it. I would love
that.
My family is so tired of me saying brekkie, and I just pick up all of the lingo. I love it. So I'm so ready to talk all things Australian Survivor.
Okay,
too.
that sounds so fun. We'll take you up on that. So thank you,
please.
Angela. Thank you all so much for watching us here tonight. And then we'll be back with a busy Friday talking Big Brother with you. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.